came to party, yeah, I came to dance. Already made reservations. Nobody stands in the way of my plans. I ain't got that kind of patience. The end of the week, I turn to a freak. Go out and forget all my cares. Putting my hands in the air, looking so good from my hands to my hair. Good times, good vibes. I wanna be in the spotlight. Turn up, no lies. Doing whatever I like. Nothing but music is feeling the air. Moving my body so everyone stares. This is my moment, all eyes on me. I'm on the dance floor, bringing that heat. I came to party, yeah, I came to dance. Already made reservations. Nobody stands in the way of my plans. I ain't got that kind of patience.
We were like, blindfolds are perfect because then we can really see if they know where to go. They didn't know where to go.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What is this?
No, like the parties.
Stevie done took me out. She ran into me, ran into the mirror. She was everywhere.
She ran into the mirror.
She ran into me. You missed that part. I'm not even in the dance. It's not funny, y'all. This is what y'all look like. For real. This is for real what y'all look like. No matter how hard you going, this is what everybody around you look like.
It really showed me who knew their routine, who didn't quite know their routine, and who and what parts people were struggling with.
Turn around, Madison.
Don't turn around.
Trust yourself. What you think you're supposed to do? You think you're at the end of the line?
Yeah.
Okay, what you supposed to do?
Alright. So do it again and give me energy.
Being that we've done this since August, I believe they should know this by heart. They should be able to do it in their sleep. They should be able to do it by blindfolded. Unfortunately, it was very interesting to see where they thought their spaces were, because it just didn't go too well.
It's not funny. It looks funny, yeah, but that means that y'all don't know where y'all are going. That means that you don't pay attention to what you're already doing.
How many hops? Which way your body's supposed to be facing? You started to the front.
And also that means you don't know where the front is. Because if you're dancing this way, that's not the front. You should be able to feel where the front is. If you started off this way, you should be able to feel which way you started.
The exercise wasn't to embarrass or to discourage them from doing their dance. It was just an exercise to make them aware of how much they really know and how much they've actually been paying attention these past couple of months. So we wanted the kids to be able to watch each other and see how the other team actually interacted with each other, how they performed, facials, energy, did they have it, didn't they? What was right? What did they see was wrong?
They had no face.
Woo! Now that one took the cake. Now we was practicing. They was reading each other too. They didn't just come over here to read y'all. They gave each other. They told each other they did bad too. So we're practicing honesty over here. They say y'all ain't had no facials. Energy was low. Y'all was offbeat.
Oh, stop me watching. Oh, yeah.
Now they just added on. We got it.
What? Oh, yeah. She still had a little bit. Now,
Okay, I ain't gonna say that one. But y'all have work to do. The little ones can see that stuff, so that means the judges can see that stuff too.
We had different teams come in and watch one team perform, and we had the dancers lined up all around the floor so that they could see the routine from different angles.
Keep it and improve. Just get better and better and better.
Don't go back.
Right? You cannot.
Move forward.
If y'all go back, I'm gonna lose it. All right?
as coaches, we're just not saying it. It's not just coming from us. Other people see it as well.
1, 2, 3.
Jamfest was in Louisville, Kentucky this year. It was a huge competition. I think this is the competition outside of nationals that everybody just really looks forward to.
This is honestly an amazing experience because Kentucky wasn't on my list to go to, but being able to go to it, actually seeing like everything, seeing the environment, I was like, I might have to move here.
Being back with new teams that have never done this before, it was a great experience for them. We got a chance to really show them, this is what we've been talking about. So they got a chance to see more, experience more, and that wow factor is starting to kick in.
Leading up into this, we try to get the kids prepared.
Come on the stage with energy, leave the stage with energy. Are we tired on the stage?
No.
So that I shouldn't see anybody tired. I should see you sweating, if anything, but I should not see you look tired.
I don't think they officially understood what they were getting into going into Louisville. The competition was tough. Even just watching the kids prepare to go into warm-ups, I could tell like they had their heads in the game. Like either they were listening to their music in a zone, or they were with their team and they were as a group stretching or going over counts or motions all together. Even coaches were getting involved and having them run certain sections, not full out, but just to make sure that everybody looks identical while doing that part. And all of that is very important at Jamfest because you're going against all of these teams, and you're not only going up against for a spot in your division. Overall, you really want to get grand champion.
Look, concentrate. Y'all are off today. Y'all got this. Concentrate, count. You know who you're supposed to be by. Y'all know the music. I know this is a big competition, but y'all have got to concentrate and push.
Score-wise, you never really know what you're gonna get.
Total score out of 100 is a 71.14. 71 for Jamfest.
Last year, our highest score was a 90. It was the first time as a studio we received a 90, and I'm like, I know you're thinking, oh, that's the first time they ever got a 90. Dance score is totally different from cheer scores.
What does impression mean?
We're teaching That means impression. Impression means. Remember when I told you if you have a lot of energy, the judges would be like, "Oh, that's really good." That's an impression on them. You gotta impress them. Yeah.
And I had to reel them back in. I'm like, no. You're going to get 14 teams, not 3, 14. So I need you to go in there and try to push for at least the 80, 85, because then that's how you average up with the other teams, because I know it was close in a way, but you have to think that if they made the same mistakes that we did and they did the same thing that we did, we go in, we clean up, we fix everything, make a few changes, and then we come back tomorrow and execute it perfectly, we could still be behind them. So it was more trying to get them to understand we're going against a lot of teams, and I really need you to put your best foot forward.
What's the standings? Yeah. That's 7 points. If they push. But 7 points.
Right. And anything could happen. On day one, when they got their scores and went over everything, they were still trying to understand what we were telling them.
Now, fix this formation.
They kind of got there, but on the floor, they did really good on day 1. On day 2, they did good, and I'm just happy that they kept going. They're learning that at a very, very young age, that anything can happen on the floor. For me, when she realized, okay, I know where my spot is, and she's looking around like, and she's looking for the line, and we've been telling them that, you know, it's either a line or a space that you stand on. So to see her, even though somebody got in her way, she knew I'm supposed to be on the line or a space. When she finally turns around and she gets in her spot, she lights up. So I was happy she kept going. But it was fun. It was amazing. They get to learn so much at a young age, and I'm very proud.
I was excited to see the kids push themselves because it was a 2-day competition, so they could see their competition on day 1. And they had to work to get to day 2 and to keep their spot and to also beat the scores that the second team was getting, or the third team or the 10th team was getting on that second day. It wasn't like they were on edge. It was like they were definitely in a different mindset. I think more so for the little ones, because they could see it all. And they're like, whoa, that team over there is doing ballet. I do ballet. And I'm like, yeah, because, you know, it's a fundamental skill, you know. Once you can do ballet, you can do anything, just about. So just getting them to see that connection and to see how many dancers and how many teams, and watching the routines, they were like, their jaws were on the floor. They were like, how are they doing aerials? It's like the whole team did an aerial. And I'm like, because they practice, they put in the work every day, and you guys can do that too.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys. Thank you, Dance Savannah, for coming out and partying with me. I hope you guys had a good time. I know I did. Hopefully I can see you guys soon. Love, love, love. Take care, guys.
Oh my God, it was so exciting. I had fun. I really wanted to take a step back and think about, you know, everything he was telling the kids. You know, make sure, like, dance is, you know, it's fun. And he was basically telling the kids, you know, to, even though you may not get it as soon as you start, to continue to try. So it was good to see that. I really enjoyed that he brought out a lot of other teams, so that way the kids could watch and see how they dance and how they picked up on the musicality. And then when it was our turn, how we interpreted everything that he was saying.
Their first competition, it's really well that we decided to do something like, hey, y'all, let's have an arts and crafts, you know, just to lighten up the mood. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up, so we want to get everybody in the spirit, and as well just show other teams that, you know, we have great sportsmanship. I was stressed with the parents, so the parents they honestly were a big help, being that when we had to go back and practice, they were able to spot things that we didn't see.
That's how I feel. That's the only way. Just like the nerves in the pit of my stomach, these babies gotta give it. We done came a lot. We done came from so many bars. We done spent so many monies, so many dollars. And it's like the adrenaline from all of that bottled up.
After they competed, they had their awards ceremony. And this is where they, you know, get their flowers, they have a little dance party, they hype each other up, and then they get their awards. And since everybody had competition this time, it was a nail-biting experience. I was living for it. It got to the point where some of the teams were getting awards that they didn't want. And honestly, some of them had the boo-boo face, some of them were crying, some of them were just getting these nasty attitudes like, I don't even want that. Or, you know, just not being grateful for the work that they put in. And so I got to the point where I was like, let's pause.
Hey, if y'all want to win, all that got to stop. No excuses. Stop. When y'all go hard out there on that stage today, I'm going to have a break. Yeah. Because y'all was butt tired. When y'all push today, y'all push right. Y'all going to win to the seat. Right? Y'all have to fight. The second is what? Close to what? Y'all close to first place. That means push hard.
They did good or they did bad, y'all?
They did good. No, we're proud of them. They're upset with themselves. They got the sad face. That's fine, but be glad you ain't come in last. You worked hard to get where you were. Be content that I did that.
did all those changes in that little bit of time.
Still got second. Still got second. Hold your head up and push on.
Let's drop the attitude. Let's really think about what we did on the stage today and yesterday and say, this is what I worked for. Because according to the judges and according to your competition, this is what you worked for. So be grateful that you even got the opportunity to be here. Your parents paid a lot of money. And, you know, you put in work. It's not like you did all this for nothing. So if you're mad about what you got this year, come back next year 10 times harder. And if you don't want to wait till next year, come to the next competition 30 times harder. That just means we have to get back in the studio and hit it even harder, because next time they see you, they're going to know that this is the score that we should have got. We should be getting 90s. So I said, hey, let's work.
Vibes.